So our very first step is that you would do f of g of x. So what you're going to do is that anywhere you see x, you're going to replace it with the equivalent of g of x. So as an example, this x here is going to be replaced by x minus 4 because that's what g of x stands for. And then you're going to do the plus 4, right? Because this is the original f of x is x plus 4. This is going to be what f of x is. The only thing is you're replacing the x with g of x. Let me see. Oh. Interesting. So then you would solve, and then you can see here that that would just be equal to x. Let me see if I can grab another color. So just to make it clear, you would also prove that f of x is an inverse function of g of x. So what I'm going to do is actually, so f of x I'm going to write in red. So f of x is x plus 4, and then I'm plugging that in for x. So then I solve, and that equals just x. So when you get this, you can see that both of them are indeed inverse functions of each other. So this works. They are okay. So this is number 1, right? This is number 1. I'm going to go to a harder one like number 3. You can turn the page. And then there's f of x. Just as a reminder, there is a test tomorrow. If you don't do well, it's okay. Remember that you guys can always retake it, so there's no worries there. Okay, so for this one, this next one, does anyone still need the first problem? No? Okay. Great. Okay, so this next one looks pretty crazy. You have to the 1/3 power, you have to the 3rd power. So our first step is always to go f of, and then you can write g of x. I'm trying to color code it so it's a little easier to see. So we would have 1/4 parentheses, and then you would have 4x, or sorry, oops. 4x to the 1, so messy, 1/3 power, sorry. Okay. Does that make sense? So you're replacing x with g of x, right? You're replacing x with g of x. So here it looks like it'd be complicated, but again, if you remember your exponent rules, if you're raising an exponent to another exponent, you're going to multiply. So I'll actually write an extra step here, so just so you can see what's happening. Right? So if you raise something to an exponent, you're actually going to multiply the exponents, and that equals 1/4 to the 4x to the 1st power, and now we can go ahead and cancel everything out. It just equals x. So remember that if you raise something to another exponent, you're actually going to multiply both of the exponents. I think it's 8 questions. You can tell how excited you are, Jason. Full of excitement. Okay, so again, you would prove this, and then you would have to prove the other one. So g of, and we have f of x. So g would be parentheses 4, and then be 1/4 x to the 3rd power to the 1/3 power. Okay. So the first thing you would do is, because we want to handle what's inside the parentheses, we would combine these. So 4 times 1/4 is equal to I guess I'll just write an extra step. It would be 4 divided by 4 times x to the third all to the 1/3. Then you would get x to the third to the 1/3, and again you're going to multiply, so it's going to be x to the third times 1/3, which is equal to x to the first power, or it's equal to x. Okay, so again, you want to handle what's inside the parentheses first. You cancel out the 4 and the 1/4, you get x to the third, and then you raise it to the 1/3 power. Well, 3 times 1/3 is equal to 1, and you just get x, and that is your answer. Question? What do you mean? Like, which step did we miss? So this first, let's go back to this first one here. So the first thing that we did is we did 4x to the 1/3, and we're raising it to the third power, right? So when we raise it to the third power, we multiply the exponents, right? So we multiply the exponents. When you do 1/3 times 3, that's equal to 1, right? So now it's just 4x to the first power, right? 4x to the first power is the same as just 4x. So now we're just doing 4x times 1/4. That's just equal to 4 divided by 4 times x. That's just 1 times x, which is equal to x. Okay, so that's the first one, right? This second one, what we're doing is it's parentheses 4 times 1/4 x to the third to the 1/3 power. So we have to deal with everything inside the parentheses first. The first thing we can do is we can do 4 times 1/4, and that becomes just 1, right? 4 times 1/4 is just 1. So 4 divided by 4, that's just equal to 1. And then we just have the x third. And then x third again to the 1/3 power is equal to x to the first power, and that's equal to x. Okay. If you're not sure what 1/3 means, like x to the 1/3, x to the 1/3 is equal to this. So if you've never seen it before, x to the 1/3 is equal to this. All it's saying is that you need 3 of the same thing to equal x. So as an example, if you had a cube, it'd be saying what is one of the sides of a cube. If you had 3 sides of that cube, it would equal the total area of that cube. Okay. That's basically what it's saying. Okay, does that answer your question, or you have another question now?
Can you also do number 6?
I can do number 6. Okay. Lastly, number 6. Just as a reminder that if you need help, it is on YouTube. I do post like the lessons that we did yesterday. I posted all that on YouTube. If you're not sure where the YouTube channel is, just check Schoology. It's all on Schoology. Okay, I have a page that just says YouTube channel, and it has a link to the YouTube channel. And then just look for this learning target, which is inverse functions. And then after looking for inverse functions, you can click on the whole playlist, and then it will show all the videos. Okay, so this one, we're always going to do f of, and then we're going to do g of x. So f would be 5 times, and then g of x would be x plus 2 to the 5th power, 1/2 squared minus 2. So again, what we did is we found x, right? We replaced this x with x plus 2 divided by 5 to the 1/2 power, right? We just took this and then we replaced it inside 4x. Replaced x. The next thing we can do is we can multiply the exponents. That's definitely the easier way to go. So it would be x plus 2 to the 5th power, or sorry, x plus 2 divided by 5 to the 1/2 power times 2, right? So we're raising it to the exponent. So remember that if you're raising something to an exponent, you're going to multiply the exponents together. So 2 times 1/2 is just equal to 1. So it would be 5 times x plus 2 fifth to the 1 power. The reason we got 1 is, again, 1/2 times 2 is equal to 1. Okay, so 1/2 times 2 is equal to 1. Now we can go ahead and, oh wait, sorry, I forgot the minus 2, just disappeared. We can do the 5 times x plus 2, or we can just cancel them out from the top and bottom. That equals x plus 2 minus 2, and that's equal to x. Okay, any questions on this first part? Any questions on this first part? Okay, we're going to do the same, but now reversed. So we have g, oh, whoops, should be red g. G of f of x is equal to, so g of x would be 5x squared minus 2 plus 2 divided by 5 to the 1/2. So again, all we did is we replaced the x with 5x squared minus 2, right, which is the equivalent of f of x up here. Then we can go ahead and solve, so this would be 5x squared divided by 5, oops, so the 1/2. So all we did is we just got rid of the minus 2 and the plus 2. They just cancel out, right? And then next, we just got 5x squared divided by 5. Again, sorry, I should have wrote it in red, but that would have been divided by 5. Next, we can divide it by 5, so x squared to the 1/2 power, and we get x. That's it. You're done. Does anyone have any questions?